Well, hello and welcome back to Shipyard Shenanigans. This is episode 3. I'm Shane. I do stuff on Open Bottle with Badam, and I'm a big Star Trek fan, and Sci-Fi fan, and so I'm going to build some of my favourite sci-fi ships in this lovely desert, and it'll be my shipyard full of shenanigans. Okay, so what we're doing here is building a runabout, famously from Deep Space Nine. Now, what I'm just done here is we've kind of built our cockpit and our walls, and now I'm putting the ceiling on. That's so exciting! Oh my god! Not really at all. What I've discovered is this is really boring, but what I'm going to do is just talk about Star Trek. So, you know, if you're not a Star Trek fan, then you probably wouldn't be watching this anyway. Or sci-fi in general, but I like to have a rant about Star Trek. If you're interested, you can follow my Star Trek fan group. We're Star Trek Era, that's EI or E, which stands for Ireland. And we're StarTrekEra.com, and we're at Star Trek Era on Twitter as well, and you'll find us on Facebook as well. And we just kind of post Star Trek news and things like that. We also we're in Dublin in Ireland, and we post we have events and screenings for Star Trek fans. So we run nights where we'll have like themed nights. We did a Borg one where we watched the episode of Next Generation, Best of Both Worlds, where Picard gets turned into the cutest of Borg, and then we watched First Contact back to back, all in one night. We had a pub quiz and all sorts of stuff. It was good fun, really good stuff. Then we had a Leonard Nimoy night dedicated to Leonard Nimoy, so we watched some great episodes of him, and all that kind of stuff. That's what we do, really. And we're non-profit and all that kind of stuff. We're not a charity, but we're non-profit. So we, cost us to rent the space, whatever, and then we sell raffle tickets to pay for the rental and all that kind of thing. And don't you dare come in here and blow up my runabout, you fucktard. Fuck off. I'm just going to ignore him for a while. They usually ignore you when you're on creative anyway, but that'd be really annoying, wouldn't it? I'm a flying god. I am Q. Well, kind of a simpler Q, because I have to build shit. I can't just snap my fingers and make it. If I could snap my fingers and make a runabout, I would definitely do that. Though, if I could snap my fingers and build a runabout, then I wouldn't need a runabout. I could just go to anywhere in the world I want, or in the universe I wanted to. So, wouldn't need a ship, would I? One wish though, I love a runabout. Runabouts are just so nice. I think they're a great ship. Sure, I'd love to be, everyone wants to be the captain of a starship and all that kind of stuff, but me, man, I'd just like to have a runabout and just roam around and do my own thing, trade some stuff, be like a cargo ship captain or something, join Starfleet for a while, get your training, learn how to do shit properly, then get out of there before they try and make you captain or kill you. So that's the thing, is you'd be a crew member, so you'd probably get killed unless you're bridge crew. You'd be a red shirt. The odds of us there's a lot more red shirts than there are everyone else, so the odds of you being a red shirt are much higher. I was giving out about J.J. Abrams in our last episode. I was just giving out about how Kirk wouldn't have. There's so many things wrong with that timeline without the excuse of Nero coming back in time and messing up the timeline. So even things like Chekhov, which, oh my god, did you hear Anton Yelchin died a couple of weeks ago? That was really sad. I love that guy, and actually I think he was one of the best representations of Chekhov, apart from Walter Koenig's own original Chekhov. But I thought he was a more interesting character in a lot of ways, because he's this kind of young naive genius who's part of the crew. And actually, by the time this episode comes out, I think Star Trek Beyond would have hit cinemas. I'll be away, I'll be out of the country, so I won't see it till probably after this episode airs. So it's hard to know. I'm excited to see what Justin Lin is going to do, though. Did you see that dirt bike? Oh my god, they put dirt bike in Star Trek. Cool, fine, but why does it have to be such a high octane adventure? Sure, like I like action and stuff, but it's about balancing. I really hope Star Trek Beyond ends in a very Star Trek way, that they have a big conflict and a war. And though, okay, before I get into this, the movies, even the next gen movies, the original series movies, tonally were very different than the series, but that's the difference between a movie and a TV series, and you have to appeal to an audience, you have to tell a very isolated, specific story in 90 minutes to 2 hours. It's a very different thing. It's, so, yeah, there's that. Now, okay, we have our interior walls built. But no, I'm excited to see what what I'd love to see Justin Lin's one to do is to end it with a like a diplomatic resolve rather than, you know, Kirk killing the bad guy or whatever. That they just come up with a better resolve than just killing the bad guys and blowing up ships and stuff like that. Like, now I know Kirk in the old films, killed his fair share of peoples. No, they're just bunks. They're not gonna get a window. These are the fancy officers' quarters. Them, I'm gonna give them a window. Just because I feel if I was an officer in officers' crew quarters, I would want a window. So doing windows. Oh, I'm floating still. It was like, why am I flying around the place? Because I'm flying. No windows in here. Yes. Need windows in here. Now, I'm not going to do the doors yet because I want to have pressure plate doors, and I've never built them before, so I need to research how to do them. But what we are going to do here is we're going to put in the transporter. So I'm going to look for some really cool shit to do it with. I want here. Now, I was looking for really nice. That's portal. That'd be a really funny thing to put in there, but actually these solar arrays look cool. They look like a transporter pad. As I said, I'm using the tekkit lite texture pack. I tried using a lot of different texture packs, Star Trek ones and other, but none of them were great. They weren't working for me, weren't doing what I was doing, and as well, I'm not just going to do Star Trek ships, I'm going to do some other ships as well, so I'd rather have more options, you know. Now let me just have a look here. What do we like? Yeah, these are ones I will need for my nacelles. They are the ones I used in my test ship that I did. Antique over, I don't even know what that is. These loads of these are components for building machines and that kind of stuff, which is not something I'm really gonna do. Now I had some cool ones that look like really nice computer panels, and one of them looked like a Star Trek computer panel. take a monitor. Tesla range upgrade. I think they're gonna go. Yeah, no, sorry, yeah, with Star Trek Beyond, I hope, and you probably have seen it at this point by the time this comes out. But I'd love to just see like a big battle, and then they come up with a smart, intelligent solution that isn't like just blow them all to hell kind of thing. Because that'd be really annoying. Because that's what you do. You blow up the Enterprise. Everything's at high stakes. I'd rather they're just a slightly clever, intelligent solution, rather than just whatever will do, you know. I'm gonna have to look at that for a different time because it's really boring watching me just go through an inventory. Okay, we're gonna put this in here on the floor. Gonna put one in at the top. Yeah, that'll work. And I was gonna do some paneling. I was gonna put some paneling behind it. Yes. Because I think it'll look cool. No, not there. If we do. See, doesn't that look like a transporter now? Ain't that cool? Jeekers. What do you think, folks? I know I want that kind of orange stuff more for transporter, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, some of those would be cool. Actually, that's cool. It's almost a holodeck wireframe look, but I put a light panel in this, I think, the last time I did my test. Oh, there's a cupboard. Ugh. What way does that build? No. Okay. Won't use that then. Conduit might be better. Oh, you have to put shit in them. See, I don't know enough about these texture pack things. An unattached tesseract, that'd be cool. I'm sorry, that's really annoying. I shouldn't do that. Why aren't you going down? Go on down. No. Okay, none of these work for what I want. See, you gotta know what all this shit is, you know? That's the problem. And there's so many things, so many different options. And it updates as well, so they change what things are a lot, and some of them are just machines that work in combination with other machines and that kind of thing, so it's hard to know. Blue bundled cable. What's that? Ribbon cable. Don't want cables. Star Trek doesn't really have a cables kind of look. Yeah. It's annoying because I did this already in a test that I didn't record. Okay, we'll just go with the sapphire for the moment. And get rid of that. That didn't work for me. Okay, why would they... They looked way better than that earlier, didn't they? Oh well. You can stack them. There we go. Now I need some lights in here. For the moment. See, I'm gonna put there and put the light above it. Cool. Okay. It's temporary, I know. It looks kind of crap, but that's okay. Now let's see. So yeah, another thing about let's give out more about J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. While I'm at it. Just with the characters, I was talking about, Anton Yelchin, she's a poor kid. 27, joins 27 club. His own car rolled down and crushed him. Like that. That just sucks, man. That's one of those things, it's your time. Universe decided you're up. It's, I mean, like, what do you do with that, you know? What do you say for that? It's a tough one. I found these nicer lights last time that you have to charge, like a little panel. I'll probably put them in the finished product now, but for the moment I just need lights to see what I'm doing at night time, and as well being interior walls. So we kind of have a layout here now. If we go outside and have a look, okay, it looks pretty shit. It's a big block, but it'll get there. See if we come down and we look at the lights from the side. So see, it looks cool with the lights on inside, doesn't it? Your big back windows. I'm gonna make them double height, those windows, actually. Yeah, poor Anton Yelchin. Jesus. That's. I thought his. I always liked his. Chekhov, as I was saying, because he was an interesting character. He was a bit more interesting than Chekhov. I felt Chekhov himself was never that developed as a character, especially later on with the movies. He just did stuff, you know. He was just a crewman who was an engineer who was he was a helmsman. He just kind of wasn't very defined what his role was that much, and because Scotty was the engineer, you know. And then in the new ones, then it's still the same. He's still a very undefined. But he's just a genius kid, basically. And he's only, I think he's meant to be 17 in 2009 Star Trek. Which, there's another thing, is the year it's set in. He is 2 years older than he should be. His character would have been only 15 at that point in the timeline. I didn't look that up myself. I've read that in other articles that it's whatever year. I can't even think what year it's meant to be. It's like 23 something, or 22 something. Sorry, 23 60s and 70s is Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager. So yeah, that's those. It's hard to figure out all that kind of shit. But there's a lot of inconsistencies in those J.J. Abrams reboots that are more than just how Nero affects the timeline, whatever, and everything's different. Everything was different to begin with, so it's most definitely not the same universe as where old Spock came from, you know. It's and I'm all for modernizing, and you can change some of the technology, aesthetics, and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's very different. So we have our full interior walls and exterior walls figured out now here. So what we'll have here in the middle is a table, some chairs, consoles, things like that. They're just going to be bunks here. where they're crew quarters, so they're a bit more, they're like one bed and like a computer terminal kind of thing. Then here is just a storage or computer terminal, and sorry, this would be more computer terminal here, and then that's like a storage area. And then this is our cockpit, so we'll have chairs here and all control panels all the way around for different stations. You've got helm and operations and engineering and tactical and stuff like that. And then we'll have our arching nacelles coming down here, and it'll look a lot more impressive. I think that's all the time I have for this week. What time is it now? Well, I could go another few minutes here. Let's start our nacelles, shall we? So they're going to be a funny one. I'm going to actually quickly look at a picture. So yes, the frames, these kind of have these wings that come out that the nacelles are on the end of. So the nacelles are at the same level, and then they taper up on these gull wings, kind of going back up. So I want to give it a little bit of space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we established there. So 1, 2, 3, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Help if I could actually do Minecraft in any way whatsoever. Well, now it tapers out a little bit, so we'll do a bit there. Now these are tricky, but that's okay. Let me just make sure I'm measuring these right. And we're going along this one here. So we're here. So this is the beginning of our wings that'll come down and taper. Now we're going to end up a bit wider, because by the time we create that taper, it'll be a little bit bigger. Or they'll be a bit further out than the 14 meters plus interior walls added, but that's okay because it's aesthetics we want. You know, we want it to actually look like a runabout. Oh my god, I'm terrible at Minecraft. I'm so bad. I'm just the worst. And I know you're all thinking that. So here we go. Let's start that taper. Yeah, and then again, I'm gonna keep bitching about J.J. Abrams, Star Trek. I am excited to see what Justin Lin will do differently, even though it could be terrible. And then we have the Brian Fuller Star Trek series coming out next year. That's going to be intriguing as well, because from interviews there's been a lot of change. Like first he said it was, or there was rumors going around for ages that it was set between Star Trek 6 and Star Trek The Next Generation, which is, there's about a 70-year gap there where like they wore the red uniforms that you see in all the Star Trek movies, and because you know there's flashbacks of Picard as a young cadet and he's still wearing that uniform, and then they meet Enterprises from the past, and they from say only like these ones who are stuck in a time loop or whatever, and they're I'm gonna kill the zombie because he's gonna go for my ship. There's the sun coming up. What are you gonna do? Burn, baby, burn. And I take out this spider. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for murder. You know, did you ever get in that? Like you just want to kill something. Run. That's it. Dead. I killed it. That when I do the Milano, I'm gonna be doing a lot of Rocket Raccoon kind of catchphrases like "Bam, you're dead. Bam, you're dead." You gotta love Rocket. It's funny doing this taper. I thought it was gonna be out further, but actually, I think it's gonna be okay. This was our measurement block. But actually I do need that. Now that I say it. But I don't need them made this far. So. Now I think you can see what I'm doing here is I'm building a chamber that is then going to have the nacelle in it. Because they are actually flush with the rest of the ship. That's how it kind of works. They sit right down the bottom with the floor. So they're at the same level. We don't need this connection here because they float out. And there you go. So you would have where are they? That's an anti-no, it's a sapphire block. It's a ruby block I want. Where are you, ruby block? Get back here. Oh my god. It's my phone ringing. Okay, that was bizarre. My phone rang there. I'm just going to throw in a... Okay, that was bizarre. The phone rang in my house. And it was some weird test number. I think they're coming to get me. So, there we go. I don't want the... Oh, I have it already. Man, I'm an idiot. Okay. I see, it's not a full block, is it? I want it to protrude. No, I want a real block. I don't want the panel. It's a corner. Go back to blocks. Do I not have... Huh. Okay, I thought I had full blocks in them. You would assume they're the first one that appears, but they're not. Let's try the anti-cover. Does that work? Or is it the same size? Yeah, that works for me. See, that looks like a protruding nacelle or a dog's horny lipstick. I'm not quite sure. So that's one nacelle done, and we'll come back. I won't be back next week. That's because I'm away. I'm on my holidays, but I will be back. I'd say what I'll be 2 weeks break we'll take. So yeah, we're getting there with the Runabout. I'd say we'll finish it in the next 2 episodes, and then we'll start building something else. Will I go to Delta Flyer, or will I go? Maybe for contrast, I might go and I might build a like a cool TIE fighter or something. Not the standard TIE fighter, probably Darth Vader's one, or the bomber TIE fighter. They were really cool, the kind of blue one with the kind of cut wings on it. They look deadly. So yeah, can't build a sphere in the middle. It'll be a big block, but sure, it's Minecraft version. And then we go bomb the village. So guys, live long and prosper. I will see you soon, and you can check me out. I'll be on some other Let's Plays and stuff like that with Badam. So until then, folks, see ya.